I know everyone's hearing my conversation. Maybe they're hearing the music too. So I'll just keep. Hey, Susie. Hey, Susie. Yeah.
Look at you getting music.
Yeah, you like it?
I do. Can you turn it up?
Yeah, we could turn it up. Turn it up a bit, guys. Yay.
There you go.
Delise is on.
Delise. See?
With a whole lot of zeros.
What song is this?
This is called "It's the God in Me."
Oh, okay, the one we had the first day.
Yeah, it's by Mary Mary.
Yeah.
Love this song. I posted it on Facebook. I said it's the. Like it?
Yeah.
I like to dance to it. Hey, you come on.
To go to
Forget to type your name in chat and where you're from. You like it? Yeah, it's a cool song. I love that song too, Delise. It talks about the God in me and when you're writing a check with a whole lot of zeros. That you don't know how much I prayed, how much I to get to where I am.
Right, every day.
Yeah. Well, you look nice and refreshed.
Amazing what a little sleep will do, girl. I was so scared, you guys. I texted Esther last night to go, I'm just getting home and it's midnight my time, but 3 your time. And she answers right back. I'm like, oh my God, you're so excited.
Man, I finally fell asleep. I had all these thoughts going through my head. You ever had that?
Exciting. Do you guys do that too? Delise, do you guys do that where you just
I was gonna say, yeah.
Can't sleep?
Yeah, when you have all the thoughts going on and then, it's like, whoa, yeah. Hey, Tina is on. Hey, Tina.
You're listening to the sound.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, Tina, how are you? Susie, meet Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Can you hear us?
I don't think so.
Trying to figure it out.
Okay, I think I got it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. Want you to meet Susie. Susie, this is Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Hi,
good morning or afternoon for you. I don't know where you are in the world.
Well, Susie, you just left Florida. That's where Tina is, in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a car.
Look, she's in her office on wheels.
That's right.
That's right.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what I love about what we do. We can do it anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for your commitment to being here and serving. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah. Terry's online. Terry's saying hello. Tina, Delisa saying hi, Tina.
It's been an amazing week.
Yeah, it has. It's been a wonderful week. We started off on Monday with Susie and I and Susie and I and Susie. Yeah, and it was great. We talked about holistic, just being, just being holistic, in every area of our lives, our faith, our family,
Yes.
our wealth, our health, wellness, relationships, everything. And then on Tuesday, we had Sybil and we talked about overcoming obstacles. That was really good. And yet it was a build on from Monday. Then Wednesday, we have my husband. And of course, I'm going to say that he did a phenomenal. Nothing but that. And so, he gave a lot of homework, and things that you could do. well, you know, then with him, he talked about the business and transforming, you know, your business and what you can do when you're doing your business. And then Thursday was Matt Gill, and he was phenomenal as well, right, guys? Don't you think so? Yeah. So, and then, yay, Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. Woo! I'm glad it's Friday for several reasons. But all right, I think it's like 12:01, so we can get started. I see Tina is kind of frozen there, but I'm sure she'll be right back on. So hi, Chris. Chris is in the house again. Yay.
I love it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get started because this is Friday. Yay.
I just want to know, did everybody do their homework this week? Look, I was doing another homework. I was traveling, making a difference. We had a big show doing inspiration. I was doing my own inspiration jam in front of, you know, hundreds of people in Florida, which was amazing. So I just want to know if you guys did all your homework, because every day we gave you nuggets and nuggets to move your life forward, not just your business,
Not just
right? And pouring into you from a spiritual standpoint, from a family, a community. What I love about these events, Esther, is we build community, right? Chris, I don't know Chris, but I can't wait to meet Chris, right? So Chris, you come to the live event. I need to, if you're going to come to the live event, I need you to put yes, yes in the chat box, because it is selling out. We have been working on this for a while. We have pre-sales, and this is your opportunity to come play with us. This was your sample. We wanted to give you a sample of who's going to be, you know, at Festa Della Donna, and who's going to pour into you over that weekend. And I don't know if you, I know some of you have been there before, but my girl loves to take care of people.
I do.
She knows how to throw a party. And so this is a party, but we're feeling, not only are we feeling your fun, but we're feeling your soul, we're feeling your mind, right? To allow you to play a bigger game and allow you to, you know, meet amazing, amazing people on the planet. Because everyone that I've met through Esther is an amazing person on the planet. So Terry said her homework is done. Just have to get it posted. Awesome. Yes, and she is the bomb.com. I will say that. Her and Jonathan, amazing hosts. You know, when I come to their city and do events with them and training with them, they so take care of me. So because you know, my tribe too. So we will take care of you. So I need you to come.
Definitely.
I need you to come empty, because we're going to fill you up. Right.
Fill you up in every area. Yeah. So definitely come empty, even with food. Come empty.
Even with food, look.
Even with food.
That's a mama talking right now.
Yeah,
come empty with food, because I'm gonna fill you up, and you better eat the food I'm getting.
You gotta eat it, right? But yeah, you're definitely gonna leave filled up and overflowing, because it's going to be just so much from Thursday all the way to Saturday. It's gonna be phenomenal. Definitely. Super excited about it. Super excited.
And there's a couple ways that we can play, right? So we can do VIP. Yeah. Let's talk about what VIP is.
Okay.
We've talked about it this week. Sorry, I'm early to the party, but late to the party. But I want to make sure everybody knows, because a lot of times, like, this whole thing is about just sharing, like what you can expect. And so now I want to invite you. It's like talking about the best party on the planet, and sometimes we forget to invite you. So I want to make sure you know that you are invited, and we want you having a seat at the table. We want you to be the first to come and the first to sign up. We are selling out and selling out fast. So you need to get your tickets. So let's talk about the difference between VIP, and you all know what VIP means, right? So put that in the chat. VIP means very important. Very important, right? And then we have general admission, which is just general. So I'm gonna say, if you're like me, I just like to be up close and personal, right? And so for a little bit more money, you're going to be up close and personal, but you get a lot of amazing things. So Esther, let's share what's in our VIP so people know.
So our VIP, I'm so excited about it, because it's going to be a beautiful sit-down VIP luncheon that's going to be a culinary experience for you, of course. And then the content you're going to receive from Margot Wallace. We have our VIP panelists of entrepreneurs that will be speaking to you, as Susie Susie will be interviewing them and speaking to them. And of course, you're going to get a lot of content and a lot of information from Susie as well. So I'm super excited about the VIP luncheon. The VIP, the opening and hors d'oeuvres is from 11 to 12. And then we begin at 12 o'clock with the luncheon. And then the entire day begins, and we don't end until 6 p.m. So because we've got a lot of information to give you, and we want to make sure not that you leave very full, and then when you get back to your hotel room or wherever you are, wherever you're staying, you can empty yourself, because when you come in on Friday, you're going to be full again. So VIP has a lot of tons of information. Matt's even going to be at VIP, and Susie, he's going to sit on the panel because people were requesting him to be there. So it's like, okay.
He's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
He's a powerhouse.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse. He is.
Game changer.
So the VIP is going to be awesome, and so I'm excited. I'll be speaking just a bit and just sharing my story, sharing some just that holistic living with you. And so super excited about it. What's really good about also VIP is that in the general session, VIP will be able to come in first and get their seats. And then of course on Saturday, we have a VIP breakfast Saturday morning. So that's going to be nice. And
So
it's
up close and personal again. I love about VIP is smaller, so you don't get lost, and we get to touch you and how
exactly
you important to you.
Yeah, and you get to network much better, fellowship, meet your sisters and your brothers, you know what I mean? And just really, yeah, it's up close and personal. And Saturday's the same thing. Saturday morning is the breakfast. It's I believe the breakfast begins at 8 a.m. and we'll all be there. Susie, myself, Matt, all of us will be there. The speakers will be there, and so you'll get to mingle with them and speak to us and just get more information and so our job while we're there is to serve you. And so we want to serve all of our VIP attendees. You're going to walk away and you're going to say, wow, it's going to blow your mind. Of course, the VIP, we have an omelet bar. So that's going to be pretty cool. So, yeah.
I love my little foodie. But what we really have is the omelet bar.
So yeah.
But I'm most excited about, y'all, I had to twist Esther's arm because normally she is the hostess and the MC, and I'm like, no, you have to teach. And whenever I sit with Esther, she's a masterful teacher, and she's really going to pour into us God's plan for you. And we have spent the last 6 months really developing this curriculum, because it's a curriculum. It's how you live your life. Esther and Jonathan are very humble, right? But they built a multi-million-dollar business. And they've done that because God had a plan, and God has a plan. And Esther and Jonathan have surrendered, and she's going to really talk about how she's created that. And what I love about Esther and Jonathan is they have, and I know if you know them, you know this, but if you don't know them, you may not know this, is they do have holistic success between their faith is always first, and then their family, and then their career, right? The first day she had her grand loves with her, right? And just, you could hear them in the background, and that made my heart happy because we're moms, right? We're wives, we're daughters and sisters, and you can't compartmentalize. I mean, I remember being on calls trying to get my kids to be quiet, and it's like, you can't get your kids to be quiet. They're just noisy. That's what they do.
That's what they do. That's what they do. So
we are launching. We have pulled this out of Esther, kicking and screaming, but to give this amazing, amazing curriculum to you called God's Plan for You. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to teach you how to build that 7-8 figure business, because I've been Esther's coach for a year, almost 2 years now, right?
It's almost, it's been almost over a year.
Almost 2 years, right? So, really supporting her and putting her 7-8 figure business down. So 7 is $1 million, 8 figures, 10 million. That's my sweet spot, is let me help you make the money. Margot's going to open up and pour into us and get us started and get us present and get us inspired.
Yeah. And
then we're going to do a God Has a Plan for You panel. And the panel, look, I'm going to get them to share like they've never shared. I'm going to get them to go to that place where, because a lot of times people teach from their mountaintop. I don't want to hear from your mountaintop. I want to hear when you're in your valley. Look, the mountaintop's easy. What do you do when you get knocked down and you think God's not there for you?
Yeah.
right? How do you get back up,
Exactly.
right? And so let's talk about the triumphs of when you were down, how did you get up, right? What is that process? Because there's a process, right? And my process is tribe. My process is community. My process is, my family. And my family is my family, but my family is Esther and you and Delise and Terry and Chris. And, that's my family.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So
right. That's right.
amazing, amazing, amazing day. So we've got juicy, juicy stuff.
Yeah. Very.
And then on Friday, it just keeps coming. Right? We've got how to maximize your side hustle. So if you got a side hustle, I'm going to show you how to maximize that.
That's right. Who
Right?
doesn't
If
have
you
a
want to
side
build
hustle?
wealth, if you're in a job, we still have to build a business so that we can have all the tax advantages. We could really leverage that. That's how wealthy gets wealthier, right? Is we leverage everything that's available to us. We all got to pay taxes. I won't pay taxes, but I pay my taxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So very exciting. So how much is VIP?
So the VIP, the early bird, is $298, which is really, that's a bargain for everything that they'll be getting at VIP. How does it know that commercial said that's a bargain? That's a bargain. That's really good. And it's an investment in yourself. It's time to invest in you, And so, yeah. So the VIP is $298 at the early bird.
And the GA, which is general session, is
$199 early bird.
$199. So can we put the link in here? Can we put the link in Facebook group? Because and what I want you guys to do, if you could help us, Delise and Terry and Chris and everyone else that's on the call. I can't see your name because you haven't participated yet. So I want you to put that in there. Is share this on your page, right? Because we're about creating a movement. We want to create a movement.
Hey, Donna.
We want to create a movement inside of our communities, right? We want more people thinking, talking, serving at the level that we all serve. The way that happens is it takes one. It takes me raising my hand saying, here's an amazing community. Do not grow alone. Don't come to this alone, right? Because you're going to wish you brought 10 other people because it's going to be so amazing. I always do that. Oh, Terry said done. I always do that. I go to an event. I'm like, oh, Esther should have been here. Oh, Delise should have been here. Oh, Elise should have been here. So I want you to make sure, invite people. Our job is to educate. Their job is to choose, right? And with the early bird pricing, because after the early bird, it's going to double. This is early bird week, right? This week was all about sharing that content, sharing what we're up to, and Benjamin Franklin said, take the coins from your purse, invest them in your mind, and your mind will fill your purse overflowing, right? I always say God fills my purse overflowing, right? When I'm
can you say that again, Susie? Because I love it when you say that, because you say also God fills your mind overflowing, but he gives us wisdom. And so that's what, repeat that again, what Benjamin Franklin says.
Yeah, he said, take the coins from your purse, invest them in your mind, and your mind will fill your purse overflowing.
That's right.
Right, because no one can ever take your education away. Yeah. Right. And so my education is what got me where I am.
Yeah.
Right. It allowed me to, and I don't have the degree on the wall. Right. I've got words on the wall. Right. But I have a ton of education, and my education is like this. I do have my PhD, for those of you that don't know. I've worked really hard for my PhD. It's my public high school diploma. But I have a ton of education, and my education is like this. If I needed to learn something, I went to a conference. If I needed to get my spirit filled, I went to a conference. If I needed to learn how to be business finance, I went to a business finance class. If I need online marketing, I went to online marketing class. Because as an entrepreneur, or if you have a side business, I got to learn it, implement it. I don't need theory. I need the it, right? I need the strategy around it.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Very juicy, very juicy. So that's Friday. And Susie, what is it? Maximizing your side hustle. And then we've got, Tina's back. We've got other workshops. Susie's doing the general sessions. And of course, can you hear us, Tina? I can't hear you. No, she's trying, guys. And then we've got the workshops that's going on as well. So we're meeting all of your needs. My husband will.
Wait, we got to talk about the workshops. We got a wellness workshop. So we're going to look at your your mindset, inside of your body set, inside of, how do we play this big game?
How
Because
do
we
we?
are. I feel like I'm the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, right? I'm the mom. We can hear now. I can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything.
Sit still. So we have the marriage workshop, and who's leading the marriage workshop, Esther?
Dana Rue from up in Newcastle. Yep, her and her husband, Pastor, I believe it's Word of Life. Phenomenal. She is phenomenal. Wonderful marriage, and she's doing that. And then we have a singles workshop. Hey, if you're single and happy. So we have a singles workshop.
Or if you're single and you don't want to be, still come to the workshop.
You had a husband, We've got the singles workshop. Yeah. And then we have Regina Diane is just going to be talking about, just simply, putting a simple budget together. If you're saying, well, we've got ladies that come, they're not entrepreneurs, they don't want to do, but they just gotta get their budget in place. And so she's going to be doing a workshop on that. Yeah. But if you got your side hustle, you want to take it to the next level, that's great, right? And then so that's Friday.
And then there's a big party.
There's a big party Friday night. Tina, are you doing? No, Tina is, yeah. I was trying to think if you're doing anything Friday, but it's Saturday. Yeah.
A little bit Friday.
A little bit Friday? Okay. So yeah, Friday night is the big party. That is my, that's the big party.
Right, that's worth the price of admission alone is the big party.
Yes. It's Heather, Lindsay will be there. Tina's going to be there. We're gonna have some dancing because guys know, if you know me, you know I like to dance. And so
what I want to know is, what are you wearing?
I know.
We were just talking about that earlier. So I'm still in the process of, deciding, but I will tell you, I've got the coolest shoes though.
That's a girl. She's girl after my heart.
I'm a shoe girl.
That's all that matters.
The coolest shoes. Yeah. So we're gonna be, just celebrating. Tammy Trout will be there. And if you guys, if you have not heard Tammy Trout, oh my gosh, she is just,
and does she sing? Tammy sings.
She sings, yes.
Sings. Okay.
Phenomenal. She's like, okay, so if you close your eyes, you're gonna think she's black. Seriously. And she's got eyes and she's blonde hair. She's my BFF, except we tease each other. But yeah, she's.
I love it. Terry said, "White girl with a black girl voice."
Yes, the white girl with the black girl voice. She is phenomenal. Yeah, she's wonderful.
That is awesome.
And then who else? And then there's Saturday. Well, guys, Friday night we do a lot of giveaways, lots and lots of giveaways. And then we have men there, and the men will make you feel like you are walking on water. They make you feel like queens and princesses. So it's great. It's great.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's when
awesome.
Susie gets a little break, not a lot, but just a little.
But wait, there's more. And then we have Saturday. Saturday, we do the breakfast and we start with praise and worship, which I love. I love, love, love. And I talked about this day one if you haven't been here, but Chris said she shared as well. So thank you very much. Yeah. So I love when we bring God into our businesses because so many people, put it on the outside, but we are who we are and have what we have because God has been a blessing to us. So I love that we're starting Saturday with praise and worship. And then Esther is going to share the vision of where we're going. And when I mean where we're going, like where this movement is going, where we as women are owning our power, standing in our power and having God support us and being okay with that. And just saying, yes, yes. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And just surrendering to him. Yeah.
And then Vaz coming in and doing the purpose maker, what's your purpose? I think so many times, and I experienced this about 10 years ago when my business, I sold my business and then the market crashed. And when the market crashed, I crashed. I crashed financially, I crashed spiritually, and I lost my purpose. I lost who I was. And so sometimes, whether you're in a transition or something horrific happens, or if you have a transition in your relationship and you might have gone through a divorce, there's so much conversation to go, what's my next? What's my bigger calling? Right? Because you don't stay the same. It's not like when our parents or grandparents, they worked in a career for 30 years, right?
Mhm.
I think about how many careers we all had, right? How many I've had, a ton of them. Just keep reinventing myself. So she's going to come in and talk about the purpose maker, and then we've got a team. We've got a whole team program. So if you have teens, right, we want to invite you to bring your teen, because that Gil, he definitely has a calling on his heart, and he is in his assignment of transforming the lives of teens and teaching them to be responsible adults, teaching them how to have integrity-based conversations, teaching them how to be their word in every area of their life, to not get caught up in the hype and what's just new, but really putting values first and their faith first, and really getting alignment with their parents, right? Versus in our teen years, we were in such discord with our parents, and that doesn't have to be that way, but nobody teaches us that. So Matt comes in and we're going to really celebrate the teens in a big way. So that's that is
Tina is there Saturday, and Tina's speaking on Saturday. Tina, you want to share real quick about your story and just your background? And so
well, it doesn't even have to be real quick. So
yeah,
like, we want to hear from you now.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm super excited and just so blessed that I'll be coming up there in March. And my story, actually today, I'm celebrating 22 years sober and clean from alcohol and drugs.
Woo!
So, I was like, is it God or is it odd that you were having me on today? It was totally God. And he is so good. So good. When I tell you that he has blessed me beyond belief. When I was 23 years old, I was actually an atheist and fell to my knees. And this is how good God is. I didn't know it was God at the time. But I'll never forget, I fell to my knees, and it was just the heaviness of realizing that I was an alcoholic and a drug addict at 23 years old in college. I had failed 9 classes. I was kicked out of college, actually. And I thought, this is it. I'm done. There's nothing else that I could possibly do from here on. I fell to my knees, and I wasn't praying because I didn't believe in God. I thought God was punishing me. And because of all the trauma I've been through, and rape and abuse. And so I'm on my knees, and I love reggae music. And remember back in the day when you could go to the public library and you could rent CDs?
Yeah.
And so I went to the public library. I had rented some reggae CDs.
I love reggae.
And, I had my big CD, stereo system, all of my CDs in there. And so I'm on my knees, and I'm done. I'm done with life. I'm done struggling. And I just had no hope left. I was in this darkness. And God turned on this CD, and it was a reggae song. And it said, don't worry, God's on your side. You're healthy and wise. And that is how God reached me, is through reggae music.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. Of course, it took me a couple years. I had to, investigate all of the other religions out there. And then I was sober and clean for a couple years, and I had some friends that went to a Baptist church, and they invited me, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And I literally, when I walked to the front doors of the Baptist church, I stuck my foot in the doorway and looked up to see if the ceiling was falling in. Because I really thought the ceiling was going to fall in if an atheist like me was stepping into a church.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And the people loved me when I didn't love myself. And they introduced me to freedom, which is Jesus Christ. Yeah. And I tell you, the healing over the past 22 years has been remarkable. What a blessing. What a blessing. and so many people have been supportive. You find out who your true friends are when you're going through addictions and getting into recovery. You find out who your true friends are and your true family.
Yeah.
I truly believe that my mom's prayers saved my life. I remember she used to send me cards in college. It would say, "I'm praying for you." And I used to think, why waste your time? There's no hope for me. But it was my mom's prayers. God heard them. And he saved a wretch like me. And that's his amazing grace.
Yeah.
So I'm here today to celebrate with you ladies, to bring that spirit of celebration up to Delaware, and just share with you that God has a purpose for you. God has so much more. It blows my mind to think back. It's almost like a horse that has blinders on. We get so narrow-minded and so focused on one little thing when God wants to blow our minds. God wants to bless us more than anything. And so I've been reading a lot about in the Bible and devotions about, God wants us to pray for abundance. He wants us to share audacious prayers with him. And he has so much to offer you. And sometimes we limit ourselves. Sometimes our fear is a barrier. Sometimes our self-doubt. And sometimes we just don't think we're worthy enough. And I'm telling you, Jesus paid it all. And you are worthy. You are priceless. And God loves you. So that's what I'm going to share with you.
Yeah, that's great. Susie has a mantra, Tina, that says wealth is our birthright. And when she's speaking, she could talk about it, speaking about wealth, it's not just finances, but it's that whole abundance. It's holistic. So I mean, that's just really a very powerful story, because many of us have been down. We've gone through so much. We have feelings that we're not worthy, we're not this, and that's why we get stuck. And that's what really Festa della Donna, celebrating the next, that's what it's about. It's about us celebrating ourselves, celebrating each other, knowing that God has this audacious plan for us. And it includes everything. And that's just what's so powerful about it. Susie, Tina is also a motivational and inspirational speaker. Yeah. And what's your what is it, Tina Talks Truth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talks
so I'm
truth.
super excited about her being at the VIP as well, and for the entire time, right? You're there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about it. Yeah.
So will you give us just a couple nuggets of what you're going to teach that weekend, so we can get excited with you?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's so important that number one, we forgive ourselves, because a lot of times as women, and especially mothers, we could be bound by shame and guilt. And I love what you say about the wealth. I truly believe there's freedom, there's joy, there's forgiveness, there's hope. There's so much wealth that God wants to bless us with. And that's really what it is, that we're new creations. We're new creations. Jesus says that we're new creations under him, and that if we submit, our wills and our lives to him every day, and we're just a willing vessel, he's going to work through us. And if you told me that I'd be sitting here and I wrote 5 books. Now, I barely graduated high school. I barely passed and graduated with a bachelor's degree. But if you were to tell me that I was going to, I had a TV show, a radio show, I do Christian comedy, I speak throughout the United States, I've had 5 books. I don't share that to toot my horn. I say it to give God the glory, because he can take someone like me and bless me only because I've been obedient. I've been obedient, and he uses me as a vessel. And so it's really about just being obedient, opening your heart, your ears, and your eyes. And
I
That
think
there's hope.
that word scares women a lot of times, that
Obedient.
word obedient. And that was probably one of the hardest ones, Tina, for me to be obedient. Like, nobody's the boss of me. Oh, okay, somebody is the boss of me.
Oh yeah, it's a
And because I think in some cultures, obedient is control, and in this
Yes.
culture, obedient is surrender.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How do I surrender when I've been trained as a woman to stand up for myself and be powerful, and no one's a boss of me. And so I love that you're going to share that and just have us look at it differently. And I love that everything you accomplish, right, you turn it over to God, to go, that's a humble heart. I didn't feel it was bragging. I just felt like, it reminds us to go, oh, I keep trying to be the driver of my ship. I keep trying to be in control. It's like, snap out of it.
I wrecked my ship years ago. Have you heard of the Titanic? I was the captain. I wrecked that ship a long time ago. Yeah, he has to be the pilot. He has to be the pilot.
Yeah, right. And so then how do we surrender, right? Because you've been working on this a really long time. And so surrender to me, that's freaking scary to go, that's great for you, Tina, but I'm not. You surrender. You go ahead and do that surrender obedient thing. How would you say, like, we start to release and let go and just truly surrender?
I think it's understanding that really that we are a new creation, and that Jesus, he paid it all, and he blesses us. And to start fresh, to start as a new slate, to be moldable. I always share about, I'm a visual person, and I always share about, I imagine the potter, God, having this piece of clay, and it's this beautiful vase. And then all of a sudden, God's like, and he makes it that big slump of gross clay again, and he throws water on it, and he starts to mold me again. And I've gone through that so many times. You shared about struggles financially. I mean, we've filed bankruptcy, we've had foreclosure, we've had a repoed car, we've gone through so much. And I say we because my husband and I, by the grace of God, have been married for 17 years in May. And that's a miracle. That is a miracle. I was like you, Sue. I was like, no one, being a rape survivor, domestic violence survivor, nobody was going to tell me what to do, especially a man, and that is by the grace of God. And my husband was an atheist Jew when I met him. And he is now a worship leader. Yeah. So
it's funny you said, being, what did you say, a rape survivor and
a domestic violence survivor.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, it's a lot that you've gone through, but what I was gonna comment on, you don't even have to be a rape survivor or anything like that to not want to surrender to a man. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, we're just, as women, sometimes we just, again, that word is, we don't want to surrender. We don't want to do it. But when we do it, that's when we allow God to come in and make us great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
When actually we feel like surrendering would be powerless, but what it really does is it empowers us.
It does.
Right.
It does.
And it's empowering to say, okay, you know what, God, I'm giving it to you, and I'm going to give it to you. My husband always laughs because every time I write a book, I have to sit down and I have to read it from front to back every time. I've done it 5 times, and he goes, didn't you just write that book? Like, why are you reading it? And I said, because the Holy Spirit writes through me. There's things that are in my books that I don't ever remember writing. And
you're giving me chills.
It's the Holy Spirit. And it's the Holy Spirit. So much so that I had somebody, an author, call me and they said, I really want to quote you, your book, your first book, in my book. And she shared the quote. I had to literally go in my book and look it up. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you permission, because it ain't me. It's the Holy Spirit. And that's by surrendering.
Yeah.
And allowing him to mold us and create. We're his masterpiece.
Come on, girl. That's just, you got me chills this morning. That's true, right? Like, people, when I speak on stage, people go, oh my God, that was so great. Say what you said. I don't know what I said. Like, I got my PowerPoint and then I surrender. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm very transparent. And actually one time I was speaking at a women's conference and I shared something with the audience I'd never shared before about being on antibiotics for STDs. And this is way back in, when I was running amok. And and I'll never forget, I shared that and I was like, oh, I felt horrible. And I walk off stage and I'm like, God, why did you put that on my heart to share? And I had 3 women come up to me after I got off stage, crying their eyes out and said, your humility and being so humble and transparent, you literally touched my heart and you gave me hope that because of some choices I've made, that, they ended up getting STDs now and they had to be on antibiotics. And just the acceptance of that is, okay, you know what? I've made a mistake. I've learned my lesson. And now I'm going to allow God. I'm going to give that to God and let him do what he's going to do with that. And that's what I do when I get up there. I open my mouth and I'm like, I'm not sure what just came out. But he does. He does.
That's surrendering. I mean, people want transparency. People need to, when they can see you in them and say, okay, well, I'm not alone. That's that Yana, you're not alone. They can raise their hand and say, that's me too. And so if God can do it for one person, he can do it for you. And I guess, that's what I love about Festa della Donna is that Festa della Donna has everyone in. As I said before earlier, I love to bring in people who have influenced me or speaked into my life, and I've heard their story, and I know that I like to share what has helped me, what has blessed me, what has moved me to the next level. I like to share it with women, men if they're there as well, so they could live that prosperous life that God has for all of us. And so what I also love about it is that everyone has a different story, yet similar stories, and everyone, no matter what your religious belief system is,
Right.
you're welcome at Festa della Donna. You understand? No matter what your, what your background may be, you're welcome to Festa della Donna. No matter what your race may be, you are welcome to Festa della Donna, because we are a group of women that are influenced by the Most High God. Mm-hmm. And we are determined to walk out his plan for us in every area of our lives. Every area, because we know since the greater one lives inside of all of us, that in us, then we also are great. Yes. Right? And so that's what I love about it. So listening to your story and everyone that we've had aboard, this is where we go back to everyone. You got to get to the live event, because these are just nuggets. We've got a Grace Vandercruz who's going to take a few minutes and share her stories of climbing mountains. And at one point she was, homeless. And so just these powerful stories, because as people come into Festa della Donna, we have everyone there of every economic background, standard, and everything. And there's a story that reaches everyone to say, you can do this. That's why we have it for the entrepreneurs, for the pastors, people in ministry, for the youth worker, for the parallelpreneur, for that lonelypreneur. It's for everyone, no matter who you are, what you're doing. And we even welcome men in, although it's focused on women, but we don't stop the men from coming in, because they may need what we have. Mm-hmm. So, getting everyone there to get the nuggets, all are welcome, all are welcome, all are welcome. Just like in heaven, Jesus said he came for all of us. He didn't say, well, I didn't come for you because and I ain't come for you because And I say that because sometimes after, we get off of Zoom or Facebook Live, people may reach out or inbox me. And I want them to know, no, this is for everybody. We've had Muslim women come, and we've had everyone. And so it's because what we are sharing is universal. You know what I mean? It's for everybody. And that's what's so great about it. Okay, I'm done with my spiel. Go ahead.
No, I love that. And I also love the idea of that we're sisters and we're in this together. We're on the same team. It's so important as sisters that we support one another, that we celebrate one another, we lift each other up, because we all have gifts. We all have gifts, and God equipped us all differently, and we're to learn from one another. And that is so important. One of the topics that I'm speaking about a lot lately is the power of your presence. And as women, you know, it's hard to reach out and say, I need help. You know, I'm not doing well right now. Sometimes all we have to do is just be there. Just show up. Just show up. You don't have to have the answers. You don't have to have the cure. Just show up. I've done that a lot recently with some friends that have been struggling. I just show up and I just sit there. I don't have the answer, but God does.
Right. You don't have to do anything.
That's right.
The interesting thing, I love that you say that, Tina, because I was at this event this last weekend. I was in Florida, and you know, this woman said to me, you know, it's just hard to find women that you can trust. I'm like, what? I'm like, I have amazing women. I'm like, you need to find a new community, right? You need to shift your mindset, but it is real for women. They're in some communities, there's backstabbing and gossiping. That's not this tribe. That's not this community. That's not who it is. This is when Esther says we're all welcome. There's no like, oh, that's those people and that's these people. There's no cliquey groupy thing happening. You know, we are all, thank you for saying that, Tina, we are all sisters. And it's just, it takes you showing up. You have to show up. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to raise your hand to say, I want to come play. Now, I'm like you, like, you know, I'm a speaker and I travel all over the world, but I'm shy. Nobody believes it, but I was raised with 9 brothers and sisters. You learn how to hide, right? And so I just have to put myself in that environment and just get in there and just start talking to strangers, and pretty soon they're my friends, right? So I would have never met Esther if we didn't put ourselves out there. Never meet Tina if you didn't put yourself out there. And you can see from her heart is real and genuine, right? There's no shtick. There's no, I'm the speaker. I'm the, you know, I'm a woman. You're my sister. I'm just sharing a message that God placed on my heart. You know, we talked about it in the beginning of the week, Tina, that this is our assignment. This isn't our job. It's our assignment. It's our calling. It's what we're called to do. And we're all figuring out how to do it, how to be that vessel, how to be the message, how to be to be in alignment to support other women and men who are up to big things in the world.
A guy friend or girlfriend. Yeah, that's right. This is super good conversation. Good conversation. I don't know. I'm super excited as you know, as we get closer to Festa della Donna. I think we're just a little bit like 33 days out or something like that. I know, right? It's like, God. And when Susie said that she had to literally twist several times, she's like, no, you're speaking, right? Well, you know, I'm still trying to figure out a way how I could get out of some of it. But I know.
No, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from your community. Your community wants to hear from you.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I really am, because I'm excited about what we're doing, you know, what we're doing. Festa della Donna has always been a conference, a celebration that had its focus, and it still has the same focus. We're just expanding, you know, even more. And so going into areas, honestly, as I said, where God has just really did something for me. And he said, listen, you've got to share this. That's why, again, the different people, the entrepreneur. And the reason why I keep saying the entrepreneur, Tina, you're an entrepreneur or a parallelpreneur. Entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
And so just about everyone, really everyone that's coming in, they're entrepreneurs. It's so important, you know, to where some of us are so unhappy on our jobs and what we're doing, but we're afraid to take that leap. We're afraid to launch out. So I'm going to ask if Susie, if you could speak to that for a second, and then Tina, you just to, you know, we're afraid to do it. We're afraid that we don't have enough money, or we're going to fail, or, you know, because I was there, you know, and I'm sitting there, oh my God, you know.
Well, I think I love that you say that, right? Because we're waiting for the right opportunity. Mm-hmm. And we talked about it, you know, earlier in the week that, you know, God's knocking, right? You just think it's some annoying banging, but that's your calling, that's your purpose, that's your, to go, what am I supposed to be doing and how am I supposed to be playing? But it takes action and radical action. You don't have to know all the answers. If you knew all the answers, it wouldn't be a journey, right? So you're not going to know all the answers. My request, my charge, my call to you is to just take the action. And so if the first step could be come to this event, so you can see, you can see women in different packages and different flavors. And, if you look at all three of us, we're completely different, right? But we are saying the same thing. And sometimes people need to hear it from Tina, right? And sometimes people need to hear it from Esther. And sometimes people need to hear it from me. And sometimes you need all three of us. That's why we're coming together to go, I've got to go, oh, because I think we think, oh, that's what success looks like. No, success, look at the three on the call. Success looks completely different and amazing and beautiful in every single package. God needs your package. God needs your package, not just mine, not just Tina. And there's a saying that fear leads you to believe that where you are today, right now, is a safe place. And going forward is the risk. But the truth is, you're always at risk when you're standing still. Risk of stagnating.
So good.
Amen.
Stagnating, but more importantly, risk of missing out on your own destiny. Imagine if Esther was listening to the call and she just kept ignoring it. We wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Tina wouldn't be here. She'd be in a ditch somewhere. But God had a calling through reggae because she was an atheist, right? Yeah. I'm going to get this girl any way I can. I'm going to get in her brain and go, right to go. Yep. So it's about taking a baby step, taking that step wherever you're at and going, if this is calling you, figure it out, right? When I launched my business, I paid my house payment on my credit card because I wanted to launch my business.
Uh-oh, she's frozen.
Hey, that's a cute picture at least.
I try to do that. I try to plan it.
You look good. You look good.
Okay. So I'm going to say, if you hear the call, right? We have everybody on this call. Esther's doing it right now. She's launching a new venture, scared to death. She has her community. I'm launching a new venture, scared to death, but doing it all and just jumping, right? Jumping and having, just like Tina said, my friends around me to help me and support me.
So important. You gotta, you're scared, but when you have that community, when you have someone that's around you, people that say, you know what, you can do this. And I guess that's what I love about this community. That's what I love about this tribe. That's what I love about the ladies that come to Festa Della Donna. They are just so supportive. They're happy and they're saying, oh yeah, you got this. You can make it. And for those who feel as if they can't, then that's where they get their shot of I can, their shot of B12, their shot of whatever they need to say, okay, I could do this. I could live a better life. And then they move forward in doing that. And that's just absolutely what's great. As Susie said, we got you. Can I tell you, by the way, when Susie says she's got you, she really does. And so I think that's how we all are. And it's great to be able to be in a tribe like that. That's why even with, when you begin to share, when you come, talk about, being an entrepreneur. Susie's, we've got so many people. That's why we did the, how to leverage your side hustle. So many of us have we're Mary Kay consultants, we're this, we're that. But how do we make that, to where we can really benefit from everything that we're doing? And so therefore walking in the plan of God, right? Right. Because he's got whole life abundance for us. When he healed the woman with the issue of blood, he made her whole, completely whole. That's in every area completely of our lives. And many of us, we're not living a whole life. It's our choice that we're not living a whole life. And sometimes it is, I know for me, it can be, oh my gosh. And sometimes, I just have a big breakdown, but big breakdown leads to big breakthroughs, right?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I want to piggyback off of what you just said in regards to the woman that was healed from all the bleeding. And the reason why she was healed, and this is what I really want to encourage you ladies, because she took action. She reached for the hem.
That's right.
And then she was healed. And I'm telling you, I've met so many women. I want to speak. I want to write a book. And I'm like, okay, so what's the footwork that you're doing to get this accomplished? And well, I said it, and it's like, start writing, start speaking, speak for free, go out there, get out there. You got to get experience, start writing, sit down at your computer. It doesn't have to be perfect. I love entrepreneurship because it's almost like you said about risks, Susie, but it's also about progress, not perfection. Someone said about the baby steps. It's so important just to do it, just to get out there, take the action, do the footwork, and give it to God. And He's going to make a masterpiece out of it. And it's amazing how He blesses us. It just blows my mind.
It's radical action, right?
I'm sorry?
It's radical action. That's what
Yes.
she did. And that's what we were talking about all week. You got to take radical action sometimes
Yes.
for radical success. That's what the woman did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the man on the mat. How many years did he sit there on the mat? Oh, everyone's getting healed but me. And Jesus said, get off the mat. Get up, get off the mat, and get in that pool. And he did. And he was healed. 26 years that he was crippled, Looking at everybody else. Oh, but God, you're blessing them. Oh, look at that person.
Yeah.
Like, get in there and do a cannonball.
Right. That's right.
So
go ahead, Susie.
Our biggest lessons, and I think that's the blessing. Sometimes our biggest blessings are wrapped in sandpaper. And so we're looking for the fireworks and the bells and the whistles. And do you think Tina, when she was in her darkest moment, that was a blessing? But it was a blessing in the darkest moment. Yeah. That's a gift that's wrapped in sandpaper that led us to her to pour into us now. Because without that story, without that conviction, without that testimony, she wouldn't be able to transform lives. So sometimes your biggest lessons are wrapped in sandpaper and those biggest blessings. I don't like them. I'm not going to lie. I don't like them when I get those. I remember just being on the floor crying to God, like, why? I've been a good steward.
Yeah.
And He said, look, this will be your biggest victory and your biggest lesson. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up.
Susie,
so I have my little pity party, but I'm like, okay, I'll get up now.
I'm going to give you chills again. Do you know what the title of my first book was?
No.
Let Your Lessons Become Your Blessings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another Mr. Tina.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
Well, I'm excited. So I'll make sure that everyone, that's on the call, that's participated this week.
And
right,
on Facebook.
really look at what are my lessons that were wrapped in sandpaper? What were the gifts that were wrapped in sandpaper?
Uh-oh.
She'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Miriam says that, yes, do it scared. Just do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Reading some comments from Facebook. Yeah, there she's back. Go ahead, Susie.
Yay.
Lessons. Oh, she's frozen again. So Susie is asking, what are some of your lessons that's wrapped in sandpaper that can that are your blessings? What are some of those lessons? I know I've got a few. So I know she'll be back. There she is. You back, Susie?
I'm back.
All right, great.
Uh-oh.
It's probably like a lot of people on. Yay. So what are some of those, and maybe that's go ahead. I was going to say, is that some of the homework assignment or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just write what has been, so I want you to shift the conversation, the commentary to go, wow, that truly was a blessing, as hard as it was. Like every heartbreak, every challenge from my divorce, Tina said it too, from my divorce to a bankruptcy to the stuff we're shamed about, from an STD to go standing on your mountaintop to go, I changed 3 people's life. And those were 3 people that were courageous enough to say something.
Yeah.
To go, that's a lesson that's wrapped in sandpaper to go, when we speak our truth, when we talk about our conviction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I want you to really start looking at how is that a blessing to me? And then the next action is sign your little piney up and get to the Festa della Donna, because we need to see this. This was a teeny tiny taste. This was a teaser of what's more to come. And if you loved this week, you're going to love that weekend.
Yeah. And listen, don't forget, bring your teenagers, because we have got a phenomenal, and the teenagers, they're open to boys and girls, right? So from ages 12 to 19, Matt said if you've got a 20-year-old that wants to come in that group, but from ages 12 to 19. So, bring them so they could be a part of that teen edition, because it is going to be phenomenal. That's the Thursday night, and the Saturday for the teen edition. When you go on the website, and I'm putting the website in chat, and if we could put it on Facebook, and it's already on Facebook. When you sign up, when you go, it'll see there where it'll say live event, it'll have the teen program, and then vendors. If you want to be a vendor, for the Festa della Donna is an excellent place to get your products sold or get your products out there. So sign up to be a vendor. There are different vendor packages. So depending on how far you want to take your business, how much exposure you want, that's the vendor package for you. So make sure that you go on that website, and that's all there where you can sign up. Can I also say really quick as well that at Festa della Donna, I'm launching Esther's Closet. And can I just share really quickly what that is?
You're allowed to, yes. Huh? You're allowed to. This is your show.
But Esther's Closet is where we're asking people to donate slightly used to new clothes, to where we're going to sell it. And all of the proceeds will go towards sex trafficking. The Kenya Project Education for the Girls is going to go to programs like Motivating the Teen Spirit, and even the teen edition of Festa della Donna. In other words, it's going to go to programs that's going to help women and teens and in education. And so sex trafficking is on a rise, and so programs like Zoe Ministries and the legal justice and all of that these are as Susie likes to call them, my passion, my passion projects, my passion, that I just really like giving back to these, because they help, they really help in pulling young people out of sex trafficking. In Kenya, many of the young girls, they don't have what they need to go to school, and then even they are sold. Their parents sell them to, it's not good, guys. And so that's what Esther's Closet is really for. And that, I really got that because I just had so much in my closet. It's like, you know what?
Right, which we all want to buy, right?
Yeah.
We've got some really good shoes.
Yeah, and I've started cleaning out my closet. I'll tell you the background, that story some other time. But I started because I could have gone on Poshmark and did all these things. But I said, no, I want the money, whatever it is, to go towards something good. So if you've got anything, if you want to travel with it, you're going to bring it to Esther's Closet. That's right there at Festa della Donna, and nice clothes, and that's where the proceeds will be going to. So super excited.
At the event?
It'll be at the event.
Okay, so we're all bringing it, we're all selling it. Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna put it in there, and we're gonna sell it, and we're gonna do that. So we've got about 1 minute left. I don't know if anybody's got any questions for
Delete said, can she ship something to you? How do you take it out of state? So how do you receive stuff from out of state?
So you can just ship it. I can put my address, and I'm hoping Delise will come. She's in Raleigh, so that's
what I said. I said bring an extra suitcase.
Yeah.
And switch here. I'm gonna leave some. I'm gonna take some.
Yeah. Yep. So is there anything? Does anybody want to add the value of today's conversation? And Susie, did you want to? I'll have Tina go first, and then Susie, I'm gonna have you close it out and say your last words, and gonna play some music and dance it all out. Go ahead, Tina.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And ladies, I just want to encourage you to come and just be uplifted, be empowered, and get ready to watch God show out. He is going to bless you abundantly. And don't be afraid to just pray audacious prayers. he is a dream seeker, and he will fulfill all of your dreams
All of that.
on his time.
Right. Slight distinction. That is beautiful. So I want to say that until you commit, nothing happens, right? Until one is committed, there's always hesitancy. There's that chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Nothing happens until you take that radical action. Ignorance kills countless ideas, splendid plans, but the moment you commit, providence moves. All sorts of things occur that would have never otherwise occurred. A whole stream of events from one decision, raising in one favor, all manner of unforeseen meanings, incidents start materializing that you could never have dreamed of. So whatever you do, be bold, be daring, live inside your power and genius, and show up. Because when you show up, that's when miracles start.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. When you show up, that's when miracles starts. When you dream big, when you go before God and you pray, he's gonna fulfill those dreams. He's gonna give you the desires of your heart. So again, I'm just looking forward to seeing everyone who's been on this week. I thank you so much. Miriam Cruz says thank you. It's been a great week. And I just thank all of you for showing up even through the technical difficulties, because this is life, guys. And the good part is that we roll with the punches because we are powerful. We are powerful. And so thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you to seeing all of you at Festa della Donna. So I'm inviting my community to come. I'm inviting my tribe to come. Let's get together and let's just have a good time, and let's support each other, celebrate each other, and lift each other up to accomplish great, great things. Take care, and I will see you guys in March 5th, 6th, and 7th. Hotel information. We do have hotels here, guys, and they're pretty decent hotels. Yeah, they're amazing. People think that we're, but they're amazing. So any questions you have, you know how to reach out to me. Love you guys. Go ahead and play the music. Yay. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Tina. Thank you.
It's a pleasure meeting you. I can't wait to hug you and meet you in person.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Take care.
There you go. Turn it up.